Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you guys how to play chess and the basics of chess. First up, I'm going to kind of go through each of the pieces, where they go on the board, and then kind of the basic strategies with them and how they move and stuff. So first up, we have the pawn piece. This is the most basic piece in the game. It's worth 1 point. It goes from, so the piece values, they're based on points, and the pawn is worth 1 point, which is the least. And basically how pawns work is, in the game, they're placed along the second row of your side, and you have a whole line of them. And basically how the pawn works is, on your first turn, they can move 2 spaces, and on every other turn, they can only move 1. And when you're capturing a piece, so the main goal in chess is to capture pieces and to checkmate the king. So to do that, the pawn to capture a piece goes at a diagonal like that, and then you take their piece and their piece is destroyed, basically. Some special rules with pawns include the passant rule, which is a really special rule where if you get your pawn all the way up to here, and this person moves their pawn 2 spaces with that other special rule I told you about, then that en passant rule says you can do this and take their piece even though it wasn't there. Another thing with pawns is if this was open and I got my pawn all the way over here, I could make it any other piece I wanted besides for a king. With pawns, you can't ever move backwards, so once I move forward, I can't ever move backward again. Alright, so on to the next piece, we have the rook. So the rook is worth 5 points, and how the rook works is it can go indefinitely in any straight line, like that, or like that. But once it takes a piece, it has to stop. And in chess, you can never pass your own pieces. So if my rook is stuck here, I can't go straight because it runs into my own piece. And if it's here, and I capture a piece, I can't keep going straight. So that's the rook. Next up is the knight. The knight is worth 3 points. And with the knight has the weirdest movement of all the pieces. It goes in an L shape. So 1 to the side and then 3 up, or 3 to the side and 1 up, or 2 to the side and then 1 down. So kind of like this, or like that, or like that. One of the special things about the knight is that it can jump over other pieces. So such as like that. It's one of the few pieces that can actually go through other pieces, as long as it doesn't land on top of another one, on top of your own piece. And it goes right here on the board. Next up is the bishop, and with a bishop, they can go diagonally anyway, and they kind of follow the same rules of if it runs into something, it has to stop. And they're worth 3 points as well, but a lot of people think they have a slight edge over the knight. So if you're going to sacrifice a piece, which is like basically killing your piece to have it get killed, you probably want to go with saving your bishop and not sacrificing it for a knight. Next is the queen, and the queen can go indefinitely in any direction, like that, like that, like that, or like that. And basically, it's the most powerful piece in the game. It's worth 10 points, and it always goes on your color square in the back row center. So since I have the white queen, I'm going to go in the back white center square. Finally is the king. The king is worth an infinite number of points because once your king dies, you lose the game. So with the king, you can move once in any direction. Okay, so for actually playing the game, we'll say like this. And so your goal is to checkmate the king, so put him in a spot where you can capture him and he can't stop you. So, for example, let's see if I can set. If you have a king in a corner like this, he's in checkmate because if he takes the pawn, I'll kill him next turn. Or if he moves here, I'll kill him with my bishop. And if he goes up, I can kill him like that. And that's checkmate, and then I would win. So one tip for players that may not be as good as their opponents, if you think you're gonna lose, a strategy is to get a stalemate. And what that means is like you trap your king so he can't move, and you don't have any legal moves. So if I have my pieces like this, hold on, let me. And this is my only piece in the game, then my guy's in a stalemate and he can't move, therefore it's called a tie game. Another way to tie the game is to have 50 moves where no piece is captured and no pawn is moved. Other than that, some minor tips is pawns are your friend. Don't go and sacrifice them early on in the game. They're kind of like your last line of defense. So early tip, don't move them all out first. Other than that, just keep playing, and soon you'll get better and better the more you play. And yeah, that's it.